Okay, well we are just about ready to get into this. Like with every other class that I've done, I just want you all to listen into your bodies in any given moment. It's a little bit harder to sense from Tamahiri what's happening in your bones. So you can always regress and drop back a level if there's an exercise that feels a bit much. Anytime, come lay flat, breathe, just have a little bit of inward time. We're going to do a really traditional mat class, so no props, no toys, no bands, nothing. Just enjoy moving Easter movement. Yay! So I think we have everyone here. I'll just quickly do a scan. You guys can go ahead and get comfy on your mats. I have... Cool. You can all hear me, hey? Just give me a wave or a thumbs up. Yeah, all right, awesome. Come on down onto your mats. You're just gonna lay on your backs. Lovely. And we're just gonna rest the hands on the front of the pelvis. So your hands will make a tiny little kind of triangular shape or a little diamond shape. Your thumbs are up by your tummy button and your fingertips are down closer towards your pelvis or your pubic bone. I just want the weight of your hands to sort of rest gently on your lower abdominals for a moment. Cool. Just start to take gentle breaths there. Good. Now, to be friendly to your lower backs, I would bend the legs up so you have your feet flat on the ground. Yeah. It's just going to give you a little bit more feeling of connection. And I just want you to sort of note the position of your hands and that shape that you're making, and then think about that shape being on the back of your body. So it's almost like you've created a little heart or a little triangle on the back of your pelvis, and just let that sacrum sink into your mat a little bit. Cool. Now on your next in-breath, I just want you to roll your pelvis away from you, and you'll make a teeny tiny arch in your spine. And then on your out-breath, you're going to roll the pelvis back towards you, and you're just flattening out gently through the lower back. Now without too much effort or force, we'll just keep that going. So a gentle roll away, and then a gentle roll towards. And what you'll notice is that your hands and the movement in front of the body is a soft little rocking motion forward and back. As the tailbone is pressing into the mat, the fingertips are sinking gently, and then as you roll back into posterior tilt, you'll feel the heel of the hand moving closer towards the ground. Good. And what you might like to do, rather than just resting your hands there, is actually kind of press your hands into the front of your pelvis a little bit. Or move your hands out to your ASIS, the hip bones off to the side of your pinky fingers, and just give your pelvis a little bit of movement, just tactile it. I'm dying to get my hands on someone, so I'm just going to have to do that through you guys. Good. And just keep that massage going. We're going to do it about 6 more times. Almost explore your sacrum for me. Explore that weight transfer forward and back. 2 more times, nice and gently. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. Join in when you're ready. We're just on our backs doing tilts. Cool. Settle in the middle for me from here, and I just want you to move your fingertips up so they're close to your belly button, and just sort of spread your hands out and sort of stick your fingers into your tummy for a second. Now right now I just want you to feel that your tissue is soft. So it's as though you're not activating anything. My stomach, when it's not activated, feels a little bit like bread dough, and I made hot cross buns, so I have been reminded of what bread dough really feels like. Sort of spongy. Now I'd like you to gently roll the pelvis back towards you so you close down the space between your lower back and the mat. And then you're going to make a spine print of your own back into the ground. And I just want you to feel how the muscles in the front of your body respond to that. You're pressing your back gently into the ground, and there will be a tightening of the tissue in the front body. And we're just going to hold that connection. Feel that you can still breathe. You have expansive space through your ribs to breathe in and out. We'll hold it for one more breath cycle. And then on your inhale, you can just let everything relax through the pelvis, through the torso, through the hips. Just really go soft and melty into the ground. And we'll repeat that one more time. Start by gently rolling the pelvis towards you so the pubic bone floats up a little bit. And now picture your back body. Let's all pretend we're sunbathing. And just press your whole spine down into the sand. Feel like you are squishing that space behind you. And notice how your torso responds to that stabilization. This is a static movement. It's just a feeling, a sensation of you connecting. Continue to breathe naturally for me. Lovely smooth in-breath and out-breath. And you just maintain that pressure. You're in control of how hard you're pressing as well. It's entirely up to you how much force you put into this. It doesn't need to be much. Beautiful. When you're ready, take an in-breath and allow your body to come back to neutral. So your pelvis is just resting, you're resting on the ground. We're going to bring our right leg up into tabletop and then our left leg as well, and take your hands on top of your knees. From here, I just want your heels to drop down towards your butt, so you're nice and relaxed in your thighs and in your hips. We're just going to allow the knees to fold in towards us, and then press your legs away and just make a bit of connection between your knees and your hands here, almost giving your shoulders a little stretch. Then again, we bend the knees in, and then we extend the legs away. And I just want us to speed this up a little bit so it becomes just sort of a bit more dynamic, and in and an out, and an in and an out. And really send your knees into your hands just to start to get some blood into your legs and into your hips. Last two. Good. Last one. Simply release the left leg followed by the right and allow everything to come and rest on the mat again. On your next inhale, we'll simply float right leg followed by left into tabletop. Exhaling, right leg followed by left back down. So we breathe in, we up, up, up. We breathe out, we lower, lower. And I just want you to feel that your legs are floating as you do this. So it's relatively effortless. If anyone is a little bit tender in their lumbar spine right now, or you need a little bit more help from your core muscles, you can do this with your pelvis slightly imprinted, like we practiced before. Those of you who definitely don't want to do that know who you are. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Let's go for two more. Lift, lift, lower, lower. One more. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Now from here, allow both of your hands to reach up to the ceiling. We're just going to bring our legs back into tabletop, and again take those heels down towards your butt so you're sort of relaxing here. I just want you to extend the right hand back behind you as if the thumb could touch the floor, and then float it back up in front of you. We take it on the other side. Fingertips arc back behind you, and then on the other side. Now your option to progress is to add a little toe dip with the opposite leg. So here I'm extending right arm and left leg away from my center of mass, and then I'm drawing everything back to center. And you'll just go ahead and alternate this. So I'd like you to maintain a little bit of focus into what's going on with your trunk on the ground. Think about the position of your body and keep the position of your body nice and stable. And then just find that movement through arms and legs. Little gentle extensions away. We're going to do it 3 more times through. Take your time as you move so you have plenty of space, plenty of room. And after number 3, come and hug your legs into your chest. A little circle with your legs from side to side. We're going to do 8 here, 7 little circles, 6, resting, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse your circle 8 times, rolling those knees around, feeling that bit of mobilization in your sacrum and in your hips. 3, 2, 1, beautiful. Send a little bit of weight from your tummy button directly down to the floor behind you, and then let those legs float up to tabletop again. Up to you if you want to use a little bit of an imprint here. This time, if you're happy to progress, come with me. Otherwise, just repeat what we did before. So it's a straight leg stretch and an overhead reach. This means my toe is tractioning out on a diagonal and sending fingertips and toes far away from one another. And we're maintaining that connection between our ribs and our pelvis. Keep going, everybody. Find a sense of smoothness in your movement. Good. You all look awesome. Keep it up. We're going to go for another 4. Gently lifting through center for 3. Good. For 2. And 1 more. Excellent. Hug legs in towards your chest. Just take a nice deep breath into the back of your rib cage and the back of your pelvis before releasing your thighs and allowing 1 foot at a time to find the ground. Beautiful. Let's take left hand to left hip here. And I just want you to press your left hand into your left hip so that it stays stationary and still. You're going to scoot your feet together. Now keep that left side steady as you open the right knee out to the side. We're going to use an out breath to draw back in, meet the inner border of the knees, and then an in breath to open out. Exhale, draw in, inhale, open, exhale, draw in. As you're taking this little bent knee opening, I want you to really think about the opposite side of your body. So yes, we're moving our right leg in and out, but my mind right now is really focused on my left hip, and I'm keeping that left hip nice and steady. As Alia would say, it's pinned into the ground. 2 more. Good. Nice pace as well, everyone. Let's get a little bit of warmth into our hips. 1 more. Fantastic. Take a little change over of your hands. So right hand finds right ASIS, or that hip bone. Create a little bit of pressure there. Hold that hip steady. And then as you breathe in, open your left knee a little out to the side. And exhale, draw it up. Feel a little lengthening through the inner thigh as you open. And a little connection as you close. We have another 8. And 7. And this is just a nice sweeping connected movement. 6. Continue to take that little bit of pressure on your opposite side. Opening and closing. Focus on that right hip connection. Good. Last 2. And last 1. Very nice. Just separate your feet from here so they are mat width apart, a little bit wider than what you might be used to. Slide your hands out to a nice capital T, and then we're just going to send the knees over to the right side and the head over to the left. Feel a gentle stretch coming into rotation in your spine. Take a nice deep breath here. Breathe out loudly and slowly and send your knees up through center and over in the other direction. Allow the head to gently turn away from the knees to continue that spiral up through your spine. We'll take a lovely big breath into the belly, and on your out breath, send your knees up to the ceiling for me. And return your feet so they are hip width apart, heels in line with sitting bones. From here, take the palms facing down to the ground so you can connect to your floor for a little bit of balance. We're going to float the right leg into tabletop and then the left leg into tabletop. Your option here to regress is just to drop the heels down to the butt. Feel a little connection with the back of the sacrum into the floor. Now we'll inhale and we're going to roll the weight of our body onto our right glute and send your knees over to the right. Now I almost want you to feel like your left knee is leading here. Point your left knee out over your right knee. Pause and take a breath, and then breathe out and de-rotate through your sacrum, bringing your knees back to your starting position. We take it to the left, roll over onto your left buttock, send your knees over to the left, but send energy out through that right knee. Pause and take a big breath in, and then gently exhale, melt your body back into the floor. Now we're just going to flow. Find that gentle rocking motion side to side. I'm not going to talk you through your breathing because I trust that you'll all breathe. But I just want you to feel that sense of movement in the lower lumbar spine, rotating around steady shoulders and steady ribs. So you can sort of picture it for me, that the head, the shoulder girdle and the ribs are all relatively quiet on the mat. And your legs are doing this lovely little boogie and spinning themselves off side to side. So this is facilitating some oblique connection. I'm going to do one more each side. And then meet with your legs back in centre when you're ready, placing one foot at a time down onto the ground. From here, I want you to reach your hands down to your hips. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Reach them behind your head, and then interlace your hands behind your head. So I'm cupping the back of my skull, and I'm going to drop the weight of my skull into my hands and feel a gentle lift up through my elbows to widen the shoulders. Now all together, let's take an inhale and feel space between the crown of the head and the tailbone. As you exhale, roll up through head, neck and shoulders and peek between your femurs, so you're looking between your thighs. Breathe in and just let the head relay back down to your mat. And exhale, curl up. Breathing in to release. Soften the spine. Exhale, feel the ribs sliding to the pelvis as you curl up. Now what I'd like you to feel that you can do here is keep the lower part of your spine nice and steady. So you'll need to maintain a little bit of weight on your tailbone as you chest lift. And it's nice to almost see the back of your ribs expanding open like an accordion. Feel that you're working on your rib mobility more than anything else. Exhale up, we have two more. Make this your last one. And then just remember that movement we did. Our hands are going to extend overhead, up to the ceiling, down to the ankles, out to the side. Overhead, we have 5. Up to the ceiling, down to the ankles, and out to the side. 4. Overhead. Reach to the sky. Reach to your feet, and out to the side. Up overhead, circle the arms, send them to the ankles, open them to the side. Last time through. Over. Open. This time, your hands are going to return behind the back of your head, and we're going to add on to our chest lift. So we've got the skull supported. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, curl up into your chest lift. Now hold the height of your chest lift here with your right hand and just extend the left hand behind the crown of your head, up towards the ceiling, down to the ankle. We change our mind, go back the way we came, up to the ceiling, in line with the crown of the head, and then hold again. Lower the head, take a little breather, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Take your gaze between your thighs. The hand extends in line with the crown of your head towards the ceiling, to your ankle, back the way you came, reach it up. Take the hand just behind your head and then hold your head and release and roll down. If you're keen to progress, this time you curl up and you're doing it with both hands. Maintain the height of your head as you extend the arms up to the ceiling, to the ankles, to the ceiling, behind the head, and roll down. We have it 4 more times through. So that's either 2 more times right arm, 2 more times left arm, or 4 more times both arms. Okay, really see that pathway that you're taking with your arms, so you're getting that beautiful extension into the back body with your scapula. And connect with your breath. Use the out breath to curl up. Really feel that you can maintain the height that you create with your spine here as you circle your arms. So you are challenging the endurance in your upper abdominals gently. 2 more times by my count. Sweep the hands up and through. Return the hands coming back the way you came. And release. 1 more time. Sweep the hands back. Okay, take a little breather. Let's go again with a nice hug. Knees to chest. A little moment just to breathe into your belly. Send your belly towards your thighs. Breathe out, soften. Maybe a gentle turn of the head side to side. When you're ready, I just want you to extend your legs. Take 1 foot at a time down onto the mat and then lengthen them out long. Would be wrong not to do around the world. It's Easter and it's in an Easter egg shape. Let's take your hands behind your head from here, everybody. I'd like you to think about the space in front of your chest, in front of your heart, and make a little circle there, okay? We're still working with chest lift, but our chest lift moves around the world. So inhale, it's a lengthen through the crown of the head behind you. As you exhale, you're going to arc your torso towards the right, then look to your toes as you curl up, and come back down, rolling around the left side of the body. So we exhale up and around, and circle on the way down. Exhale up and around, and circle on the way down. Here's number 4, and we have 8. 5, keep that little good focus of rib mobility going here. Final 3. Final 2. Nice circles, everyone. Good. Take a little moment to pause after your number 1. I would take an extra special breath. And then we're off in the reverse. We have 8. Curve, circle up and around. Lengthen on the way down. 7. Up and around. And down for 6. Up and around. For 5. Good. 4. Continue to support the weight of the head with the hands for me. Final 2. Lovely. Final 1. Very nice. Bring your legs into tabletop for me, and this time the hands are going to go behind your thighs. I'd like you to hold the knees into the chest. Now a little bit how we prepared before, you're just going to start to move your toes away from you until your arms extend. Okay, now my feet keep going in that direction. My head comes up and in chest lift. Then aim your feet to the floor as you pull your body to your thighs with your hands. Your arms will bend. Good. Take a moment of pause here. Lengthen through your spine. We're just going to roll ourselves down onto our backs, one bone at a time, and let the legs float back up again. So, the thighs send away. You're straightening your arms, then send your feet down, head up, pull with your hands, and bring your body to seated. Good. Gently release. Roll down through the spine, one bone at a time. Let's go again. Send the legs away from you. Feel that extension through your arms. It draws the head and the breastbone up. And then use that little pull with your arms to finally find seated. Good. Roll back down in your own time. Keep going, team. This is the assisted roll up, and I really want you to feel that you can pull with your hands to assist your body into seated. Okay. It's all about using what you've got. Send your legs away from you. Use your hands behind your thighs to help you articulate through that lower part of your ribs and your pelvis. Wow, we have 12 out of 12. Everyone deserves a round of applause. Tough movement. Okay. I have a little add-on that I'm going to offer you here. If you're in a happy place and you don't want to add on, just ignore me for a second. If you're happy to add on, you're just going to pause in a moment of teaser. So this part is the same, but then my feet don't find the floor. I go up to teaser, and then I bend the knees, and I roll back down. Hello, putty tap. And then legs go up, and we find our little moment of teaser, and bend through the knees, and roll back down through the spine. What I find with my teaser is I do one and it's awesome, and then I do one and it's awful. So don't stress if your body is having these little moments of, I can do it, no I can't, yes I can, no I can't. And your greatest challenge with these movements of spine articulation is to go slow, slow, slow. The slower the better. Feel some segmental movement in your spine so you're getting that gorgeous control as you articulate up and down off the mat. Final two. What I'm loving about seeing different camera angles here is the shapes of your body and your toes and your feet from different angles. I'm quite liking when you're up in the air and your feet are to the camera, it's like you're standing on the screen. It's really cute. Okay, take a little breather once you've found your way back onto the floor. We're going into bridging. So, smile across the front of your chest. Take a big deep breath in, almost sigh a breath out, a little breath of sigh, a breath of relief. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah. We're going to have the palms facing up towards the ceiling, just to welcome that space in the top of your shoulders. Now, I'd like you to feel the back of your rib cage for a second. Just wiggle your shoulders, sort of do a few circles, and then feel what it's like to press the thoracic vertebra in between your shoulder blades gently into the floor. Just want you to find some heaviness there. We're going to breathe in. Then as you breathe out, lead with your pelvis. Start to roll your pelvis towards you. Press your heels into the ground. Almost feel like you can slide your heels underneath you, towards you, to create a connection behind your legs. Take a breath, lengthen, and then breathe out and roll back down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. If you're happy there, stay. If you want to add on, take your hands up to the ceiling. As you bridge up, extend your fingertips away from your shoulders. Feel that the hips can hover in space. Find your breath in, then use a breath out to roll back down one vertebra at a time, gently softening the sacrum into the floor. Our arm should have lifted there, I got distracted. Roll on up, slide the fingertips away. Roll on down and allow the fingertips to arc back up to the ceiling. We have two more. Nice, easy bridges. Let's take our mind's eye into our glutes and just ask them gently to work in here. Feel that it's the back of the hip that extends the pelvis up into the space in front of you. And that your focus is on the mobility in your spine as you bridge up, bridge down. When we go into our next bridge all together, I just want you to get comfy and hold. If you don't want to move your arms, that's fine. Just focus on maintaining the position. Otherwise, we sweep our fingers up and we sweep our fingers out. 10. Fingers lift, fingers go out. 9. Up and out. 8. Up and out. 7. And 6. You've probably already felt what this is all about. So in your last 4, continue to connect down into your legs. Hover those hips away from the floor. Feel that gentle warmth coming into the back of the legs. This is your last arm up. We're going to take the hands to the ceiling, roll down through the spine, and then place your hands either sides of you. Let's bring the right leg into tabletop. So I'm connecting now to my left glute. And I'm going to do a half bridge or like a mini hover. So we're just going to press the left foot into the floor and send the pelvis away from the ground. Really, for me, that feels like 2 inches. I don't know if it's very far at all. Just fine. We're going to drop down 1 inch and then lift up 1 inch. And we have 8 here. Down 1 inch, up 1 inch. 7. 6. Send love towards that left leg behind your left hip. 4 to go. 3. 2. Last one. Lower the pelvis all the way to the ground. Before we do that, on the other side, left leg, outside of ankle hooks over right knee, and just give that guy a little gentle glute stretch. Find a deep breath in. Use your exhale to soften here. You have 1 more. Lovely big breath in. And then release on your exhale. Unhook your legs, square yourself up and get comfortable. You're going to find your mini tabletop with left leg. Start to send a little bit of energy and connection to your right foot. Now we hover, roll a little gently into your bridge. It's a small bridge, 2 inches off the ground is fine. We're softening the pelvis down 1 inch to the ground and up 1 inch. 8. Down 1 inch and up 1 inch. For 7. As you move here, continue to feel that you have even space in the sides of your body. The sides of your ribs and the sides of your hips are able to stay the same. You press your right foot into the floor to lift the hips up gently towards the ceiling. And I'm 90% sure that was number 8. So we'll roll the hips all the way down to the ground. Float the right leg up. Cross the right leg over left knee. And find your figure 4. Melt into the ground. And just take a moment to release your glutes. Really just allow your body to be comfortable in this stretch. There's nothing worse than holding a stretch that's really sore. So feel free to backtrack if it's too much or release if you need to. I'll take 1 more deep breath in and out. Good. Unhook your legs. If your mat is very thin, you might choose not to do too many of these, okay? If you've got a nice spongy mat and if you're lying on carpet, you should be fine. So you're just going to take your hands behind your thighs, and then you can allow your legs to lift a little bit. We're going to roll up like a ball, so send the heels to your sitting bones and just allow your body to come up, and then hang back again. And I do let my feet just move a little bit behind me. Keep the back of the head off the ground and your eyes are down towards your inner thighs. Now if you're quite happy here, you can keep the space between between your heels and your buttocks the same, and bring your hands in front of your shins. Continue rolling. We're going to do another 4. 3. 2. Last one. Just allow your toes to rest on the ground for a second. Hands are going to go back behind your thighs. Feel a very small, gentle roll back. So you're going to C curve. You're going to send the right leg up, bend, left, bend. This is like earlier this week. Righty, bend, lefty, a little lefty, a little righty, a little bothy. Seriously. Good. Bend both knees, extend. We have 4. If it is available to you, release your legs. 3. Moulin Rouge, here we come, including Jason. 2. And last one. Good. Send your feet down, have a little sit up. Stretch the spine over your 2 straight legs, take a little breather. From here, roll up through your spine, take your hands above the crown of your head, and we'll do that 3 more times. Fold your torso over your legs. Roll up through your spine, extend your arms up to the ceiling, feel a little bit of length through the body before you fold and roll forward. Gently release. You have 1 more. Extending up, sliding forward. Gently release. Okay. Stay where you are on your mat so your legs are out in front of you, but I'm going to spin around and face you guys so you can see what's going on. If anyone's not particularly comfortable here, you can sit with your legs crossed, that's absolutely fine, or grab a couch cushion and stick it underneath your butt. So we're going to cross our hands and place our hands across our breastbone. Now find a sort of soft feeling of length up through your spine, and I'd just like you to turn your eyes around to the right, and then it's as though you're going to look behind your right shoulder and just shift your right shoulder so you're twisting into rotation. Then from here, we re-step through the top, find center, let everything balance up. Take it to the left, turn your head to the left, allow that left shoulder, see it, to spin around behind you, look behind you, and then take a little breather and come back through. Now, what I'm doing with my hands, I'm just going to move in a bit, is I'm sort of sweeping my chest a little bit when I go to the right, and I'm almost tractioning my right collarbone to tell the right side of my body to twist. Then I come back to center, and I give it a breath, then we go on the other side. So I'm just adding that little bit of self-guidance or guided touch to help me feel that upper spine twist. So I just want you to go through 4 more of these. Doesn't need to be a big movement. It's really quite small, really quite collected. Good. Very nice. Just that shoulder girdle wrapping around the spine. Do 1 more each side. Use your touch to help you feel that rotation. From here, what's going to happen is we'll just lower our hands for a moment, give your shoulders a little shake out. We're going to put the 2 movements that we just did together. So, lift your arms up, extend them overhead. Now I'm going to split my hands, one goes back, one goes forward, and I'm twisting my spine. I'm going to reach forward towards my top foot as if I could shake hands with it, and just feel that little bit of twist through the spine and stretch through the back of the legs. I'm lifting up through center, grow tall here, and then here as my hands separate, this is where I start to twist. So 1 finger goes forward, 1 finger goes back, and we gently fold and rotate. Unravel out of here, grow tall through your spine. Twist. Gently send the fingertips away from each other and roll the torso forward. Lift. extend the fingertips up. Open and rotate. Breathe in again, find that soft length from base of the spine to top of the spine. Energy out through the fingertips as you take it over to right side. This is your last one here. Reach up out of the crown of the head. Gently rotate the torso and fold forward, taking a moment. Reach it back up. Good. Release your hands down by your sides. We're all going to transition here into 4-point kneeling. So, your feet come behind you, your knees come underneath your hips, and you're just settling into the ground. I like here a little bit of a pressure into my arms and my shoulders, so we'll just let the shoulders sort of sink and sag for a second. You'll notice how your body drops to the floor, and then press into the ground and just allow the back of your shoulders to lengthen. We'll do that 3 more times, so a little drop down and feel that little bit of sinking or descending in the front of the body, and then press into the floor, widen across the back of your shoulders. 1 more time, lowering and lifting. Now let's take it into our spine so we can feel the back of the pelvis dropping down, the head dropping down, and the back of the ribs just gently lifting to the ceiling. Then reverse that, let the tailbone float up and the crown of the head reaches forward and up, and you'll just feel the front of the rib cage gently dropping down and expanding. Reverse, roll through the pelvis, feel a little bit of flexion coming through your spine, and then we reverse the head and the tailbone lift, and you feel that little bit of extension in your spine. 1 more time. Find neutral. So our gaze is down towards our fingertips. Knees are nice and steady underneath the hips. I just want you to take your right fingers forward and hover them here in front of your mat. Then take your left toes back and hover those just on the mat. We have 10 little lifts here. Now in order to lift, reach the fingers and the feet away from each other, the finger and the toe. So you find a long line. Lower, tap the floor, and lift again. We have 8 to go. Little lower, little lift. This is all about maintaining the balance in your body. So have that sensation of keeping the torso and the spine and the pelvis lovely and balanced and steady. I've lost count, so I'm going to go 3. Feels about right for me. 2. 1. Let your hand and your knee come back. Sit back. Give your wrists a little circle. Just come on out. Have a little moment. A bit of love to that left side which we just stood on. That arm. Good. Blinkers. Yeah. Okay. Release your shoulders. Let's slide the torso back forward into 4-point kneeling. This time, pressure down through your right hand so your left fingertips can come in front of you to the floor. Send the opposite toes back, the right. Now, in order to lift, we extend the fingertips and the toes away from one another and lower. You have 9 to go. Extend and lower. 8. Extend and lower. 7. Extend and lower. 6. Extend. 5. Lift and lower. 4. Lift and lower. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful. Release that off. Come on back. Give this hand a little bit of love. take it out. We're going to move into a plank next, but that's not compulsory, okay? If you're really happy with what we've just done, I want you to do 10 of those again. We'll do it with the right hand forward, and then we'll come back like this, take a break, and we'll do it with the left hand forward. So when we go back into our quadruped, I'll talk you through the plank, and if you get halfway through and go, this is so not for me, you know what to do, okay? So hands are going to come onto the ground underneath your shoulders, and then from here, you're just going to extend one leg back, followed by the other, and find a little moment of plank. Okay. Now, my quadruped is fingers and toes away from one another. I'm going to work with the right leg, float the toes off the ground, and then pull the right knee in towards right armpit. Good. Hang back. You have 7 to go. Pull. 6. Hang back. Pull. 5. Pull. 4. Pull. 3. Pull. 2. Pull. 1. Pull the knee in. Find your toe on the floor. Take a breather. We'll come to child's pose. Have a little moment. Really rest through the shoulders. Nice. Allow your body to really sink into your thighs and get a full rest here. Good. Let's gently come back forward into our quadruped. If you're not planking, you know your option. Opposite hand and toes, 10 little lifts. If you're planking, extend back through right leg, extend back through left leg, and then the opposite one lifts here. You have toes behind you, knee towards you. 8, and in. 7, back, and in. 6, toes back, and in for 5, back, in, 4, back, in, 3, back, in, 2, last one. Good. Find your plank. Lower your knees to the ground. Find your child's pose. Beautiful, everyone. Take a little moment. Deep breath into the body. Let's roll on up through the spine one more time. Find your legs into, arms and legs into quadruped. This is a little bit more stretchy. I'm going to face directly on towards you. It'll be easier to see what's happening. So let's just take a moment to reconnect with our hands here. The lower body is soft. I want you to press your left hand into the floor and then arc your right hand out to the side and up. And take a little spin through your body. Now from here, you're going to bend and thread the needle and just turn the right side of the head towards the ground as if you could reach the wall opposite you. That is 1 of 5. Press the floor away, extend, rotate, good. And then thread the needle, turn the head, rotate the other way. Body drops down, body lifts, extend and expand, and body lowers. We have 1 more. Gently up. And finding that little twist. Good. Soften. Come in even up through your arms. Find your quadruped again. We're ready to go on the other side. So press your hand into the floor in order to lift and twist the spine. From here, you thread the needle, bend that standing arm. Feel rotation in the opposite direction. Lift and expand up, and then thread the needle again. That's number 4. Expand up. Good. Thread the needle. Connect your breath with this so you're getting a lovely release. From here we're going to come and sit on our butt with the knees bent up in front of you and your feet out in front of you. You want your feet aligned with your sitting bones, so parallel. And then you want your fingertips facing the same direction as you, with your heel of your hands just back gently. Now, find a little bit of a press here into the floor, so you can almost widen out through your shoulder blades. Now I'd like you to feel a little bit like you're rolling down through the spine, and you're going to bend your elbows, sending them straight back behind your shoulders. Now press with the back of your arms into your triceps to bring yourself back upright. And again, breathe in to bend. Breathe out to lift. Keep going. The more you can focus on the carriage here in your upper body, the better. So posturally, you want to look as long and lengthened as possible through your head, neck and your shoulders. We'll start to feel a bit of warmth coming through the back of your arms into your triceps. As you roll back a little bit through the spine, make sure you're transferring your weight into your hands. So you're getting that little bit of a shift back and then forward. Good. When you do your second one here, so you've got two more, I'd like you to hold back. Stay there. You're just going to do mini up and down. 8 tiny little ones. 7, 6. Good morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Press the floor away. Come on up and forward. Sit comfortably for me. Extend your right fingertips behind your right shoulder blade. And then gently send that elbow up to the ceiling. Funnel the ribs down towards your pelvis so the posture in the anterior body is very steady. And find a lovely tricep stretch here. Breathe in towards that elbow. Oh, you've got a little buddy, Alice. Nice. Very friend. She's going to show off her cat stretch soon. Say hi. Meow. She's cute. Okay, take that top hand to the ceiling. And then from here we're going over. Open up through these ribs here as you find that mermaid. Deep breath in and out. You might choose here, it's more comfortable to have your legs extended out. That's absolutely fine. Come forward over your legs or cross legs, absolutely fine. And then we'll side bend the other way. So you're going in a circle. Up and over with that arm. Fan open through your ribs. Hello, Benny. Here's the other fur baby. Okay, come sit tall. Send those top fingertips behind your shoulder blade. Really close through your elbow for me. And then extend the elbow up to the ceiling as the fingertips reach down behind your back. Feel again that gentle connection in the front of your body here. So, so important. Deep breath in and out. Good. Release, take your hands out, fingertips down on the ground. And then really softly, I wouldn't put too much force into this. Just let your head tip one way and then head tip the other way. Think of going ear directly towards shoulder. So you're creasing sideways in your neck. Good. And I just want you to take it over and hold. Send a little bit of energy out through your opposite hand, opposite arm. Just have a little feel of those fingers or that nerve. Lift up, Gently through there, hold, feel a little breath. Good, release. Let's bring our hands in front of us onto the ground, and then you're going to tuck your toes under, so you're in a little crouch. Cool. From here, I just want you to send your heels into the floor at the same time as your sitting bones reach up to the ceiling. So you're taking a little forward fold, then you bend your knees again, take a breather, find your crouch, and again, forward fold. Bend through the knees, find your crouch. Forward fold. Bend. On this next one, you're going to find your little fold and then hold. Soften your knees and then gently start to roll up through your spine, one bone at a time. Your hands here are just dangling in front of your body. As you come up into standing, just step off your mat so you've got enough room, okay, underneath your feet. We'll take a little shoulder roll, and you're going to extend your hands in front of you and just lift the heels off the ground. Feel a moment of balance here. Open through your arms, lower your heels. Start by releasing through the shoulders. Slide your hands forward, lift up, open. Good, and again, release those shoulders. Slide the center of your weight forward and over your toes. This time we're going to stay. In order to stay, keep your breastbone and your pivot bone balanced on top of your toes rather than back on your heels. And I want you to open out with one hand and just let your body tip a little bit off to that side. Good. My little toes are going mad. Lift back up. Other side, hand opens out. Take a little side bend other way. Good. Lift back up. From here, just lower through your heels. Bring your hands to a little prayer position. Thumbs can just come and rest on your chest. And I just want us to say a little moment of namaste, a thank you. Think of one person who you want to thank inside yourself